The first thing that goes when you're tired is your control over your emotions. You ever get that feeling after you've worked a whole bunch where like your eyes are just super, super, super tight and you wake up and you're just exhausted? I think that's called being cooked. People don't talk about it that much. When you get done with a ton of creative work, you are wiped and exhausted. And that's how I feel today. Putting out 50 shorts and mid-form content and thumbnails and just expelling all this energy, you get to a point where I think you just need to let your mind rest. And it's important for me. I woke up this morning feeling really, really tired. And I think we don't talk about it that much. We've spent a lot of time talking about the numbers and making things go up and building a community and doing all this stuff. But you don't often see people talk about what it looks like to be cooked. And this is what it feels like. It feels like these giant bags under the eyes. That's what it feels like. When I was a chef back in the day and I used to work 14 or 15 hours a day, I would get this same feeling. So I think it's important to have these quiet days to just sit back and rest and relax and reflect and journal and do something quieter so that you have the energy to come back. I often feel like I have put out everything that I want to put out, and I need to go and sit somewhere quietly and just read. And all of you people who are telling me to touch grass, first off, you're right. I do need to get outside more often, but I look at the birds and the squirrels and the raccoons and all this stuff that sits in my backyard, and it gives me this weird sense of calm and sense of hope. It's like they can survive the night. I can make it. The things that I'm going through are not that big of a deal. I'll come out here, my back deck, sit on my bench out here in the neighborhood and just relax and slow my life down. And sometimes that helps me when I'm feeling exhausted, to just sit out here in the trees, in nature, and take a breath and get some perspective on everything I'm working on. It's important to take rest days. It's important to take days off. Not everything is glamour and humor and building. There's a reason why we build a rest day in the schedule. It's because we need to recharge that battery, and it's okay. You don't have to feel like you're somebody who has failed because you need a rest day. I was looking at my calendar today and I was thinking, man, I remember when I had a ton of free time, and it just makes me think to myself, we are working really, really hard. Even if you aren't creating, even if you're not doing creative work, I know that there's so many people out there who are doing so many things, just trying to keep their lives together. And it's not easy, man. It's not easy to make things in the world and get places and know how to do all this stuff. And technology is changing so fast that we really can't keep up with it all. And then you got to stay in touch with your friends, and you've got to, stay in touch with your family and do all these things. And you have all these time commitments, and there's so much going on that it's really easy to get burnt out really quickly and get cooked. And not in a good way. I know these young kids say, he's cooking, let him cook. But being cooked or being burnt is usually what we would say if we're being burnt out. So I just think that we got to take some time, and I got to take some time to slow down and let your body heal from all the things that you've been doing, and to just sit in a space. What kinds of things can I do, or what do I typically do to let my body rest? What I often do is I will just sit and look at nature and drink a cup of coffee. I will sit on my couch and play a game of chess. I will read. I will journal. I will do things to kind of help unscramble a lot of the thoughts I have. And the biggest thing is, like, I will sleep. I've given up a lot of sleep because I think these projects are important to me. But it does take its toll on me sometimes. And I think it's important, as somebody who makes stuff for the internet, and I do a lot of video games and I do a lot of things like that, to show a more vulnerable side of the content creation process. I don't have the bandwidth or the interest really to do a bunch of heavy editing. I've always enjoyed the vlog style posts, and that's why I do posts like this, because I think it's important to see, like, this is it, man. This is the setup. This is all the people who have stopped by. This is me working, looking at the numbers, learning to get better at thumbnails, learning to get better at titles. And it's important to see, like, this is my room. This is my office. This is where I do all the work. And I think that it's just important to find ways to, like, let your mind and body rest and kind of to find some new perspective. You know, as you guys know who have followed my journey for a while now, I do a lot of resting, a lot of wrestling with what I want to create, whether I want to create a show, whether I want to create just playing video games randomly, what provides you value, what provides me value. And the first thing that goes when you're tired is your control over your emotions. And you will be either too high or too low. Prime example is I got monetized recently, and I made a mistake because it was midnight and I was super excited, and I made a mistake in setting up the bank account. The punishment was now I have to wait 30 days to try again. So when you're tired and when you're not operating at your highest level, you're going to make mistakes and you're going to do things that typically you wouldn't do. So it's important to show the vulnerability, show what your life is like, and to take breaks and to take rest. Until next time, guys. Talk to you soon.